Good evening. We're going to take a quick look tonight and see if I can combine some fire kits from my main one to the kit for my smallest of, without going micro, 72-hour kit, which includes these. So we'll take a look and see what else I have in here, which is spare fire stuff, as well as a couple things like this. Got a couple of these that just came in, and I completely forgot sitting on a bunch of tea lights. So we're going to see if we can go from the big one and still maintain the same level of redundancy and possibly get from here into here from here. Now, this kit I love. Goes with me anytime I go camping. This year it's been a little less than normal. But surprisingly, other than throwing a few sparks from my ferro rod, I pretty much just use lighter. I've got the other ways, other methods of doing it, but you know, if a lighter works, go for it. So we'll dig into this and see what kind of redundancy we can keep by minimalizing the kit. Probably not as minimal as my small kit, which fits in this bag here. So this one is 72-hour kit. I've gone over this before. The only thing I haven't done yet is go over this, the T60. Got that from Coal Cracker. Looks kind of big, but by the time you scrunch all the air and everything else out of it, it fits in that pack and fills up the only empty space. But still, I can put more in it, not have a problem. But not going over that pack tonight. We're going to look at fire. Alright, so again, we're not going to go over every individual bit and bob that's in the kits. We're going to take a global look over them and see what we can move from the big kit to smaller kit. So let's first take a look at some extras. And that's going to be in this little red bag over here. And there's quite a bit. Yeah. And I do like this red kit. I might turn that into another first aid kit. So as you can see, there's some stuff here. The biggest thing, got a ton of the fire roll. This is actually the second one I got in a pack of 2. This stuff is great. Cut it up into squares and you can get about 15-20 seconds of extending, and there's a ton of it in here. If you just use this camping, you could probably go the entire year just on what's here. This is just some like dryer lint, and it's really tightly packed in here, and I've got this in another kit, but this is just extra. This is the Uberladen. This is just a jute twine, wax infused jute twine. It makes a great little wick. I've got one with the steel on it. This is just extras, and this is the same thing, just a lot more. And as you can see, just jute with paraffin. Again, they're more of a wick style, kind of like a long match. So those are just extras. Not really going to get or dig into those. And one of the kits that came, I got it from gray bearded Green Beret. Was doing those, you know, kind of a see what you get, and in one of those came a Boss Fire kit. So I've still got a lot of stuff in here, including some Tinder quick tabs, another tea light, a lighter, fire steel, you know, some other stuff in here, and I've taken out of here already and got another stuff. So let's quick take a look, because I'm not going to change anything in this kit. This one is pretty much golden, just as is. Here I've got some core from the that paratinder, the paracord with the tinder on the side. You can just cut that apart, scrape it up. Great. Got a fire steel, a bit of wax jute, and some of that lint. And it just fits in here. There's not a whole lot to it. It's not meant to be a solo kit or an all or nothing kit. It is just, it's here, and it's a method of starting fire. I always have a lighter in any of my bags anyway, so whatever else I put in is secondary, and that fits everything in a waterproof container. And this is the secondary kit, secondary fire starter for my mini survival bag, the 72 hour. And this is the tinder that I've got spare for that bag, since there's not a whole lot there. I will get that open. You can see I've got wet fire, got some fat wood, just some regular jute. There's a pencil sharpener, some magnesium, again wet fire, and candle. And there's a knife in there, a tiny knife in there as well. And again, this is just tinder. This is not for starting. That's just for extending. And that goes in that micro kit. So I'm not going to take anything out of this kit. I think it's good where it is. There's a lighter in the bag. You know, everything's good to go. This I've shown before. This is the little one I keep on the bike. There's a peanut lighter in here, a couple matches I believe I put in, and some tinder and other stuff. So this is going to stay pretty much like it is. Not going to change that. Again, each of these has purpose. It was built for a reason. It was built for a situation, and there we go. So now we get into this one where there's tons of redundancy, and we're going to start with fuel. So I've got this will fill this about 3 times, and this is what I use. You know, the fuel eventually will go away, but I've only filled this up once in the 2 years I've had it. So, and that's my main lighter. Everything in here, if there's a lanyard on it, it's the fire paracord. So that's going to go in. That's going to go in. This I'm probably going to leave out. This is just a spark wheel with tinder right here, and I'll show you why. I'll probably leave this out anyway, but this is it'll stay in the main kit. I mean, it's a good, you know, tertiary method of starting fire. The other thing I'm going to leave in this kit is my Bic. You know, they just work. They always start fires, and this one stays protected. I don't lose the cap, and I've got more tinder here. My only real quandary is, do I get a different knife or throw this in the other kit? I love this knife. This thing's phenomenal. Locking straight blade, a good saw. You know what, for now, since I don't have a secondary, that'll go in that kit too. These are matches. You all know how well these work. No need to demo, nothing like that. So these are going to stay in this kit. It's just too big to put in the other one. Now what I am going to get is I'm going to put a bellows. Let me move this back a little bit. So this is what's going. Here's fire. I've got cutting. We're going to put this. This will go in its own spot here in a minute. These are 2 large fire steels. Nope, don't need them, but you know what? I didn't have anywhere else to put the second one. This one has not been used. This one I have used a bit. And I've got a really nice, sharp striker for that. Same place I got the this kit. So this is going to go in there because, yeah. And now when we're getting to, so there's my second method of making fire. So here I've got some fat rope stick and a big piece of fat wood. So those are going to go with my extenders. These are going to go with just tools. Put this back in here because it's not going anywhere. Now I also have some other stuff in here that will get transferred because I want it. So let's dig in, and we're just going to put this away over here. Got a plastic baggie here. It's a Ziploc freezer bag. I mean, I can get water with it, but my intent on this kit is grabbing tinder on the go, keeping it dry. So that's what that is. So we're going to put this with the tinder. That's going to be in tools. So also in tinder, because it doesn't take up a whole lot, I'm going to see if I can include some of this Pathfinder. These things are great. That's my second tin. I use them all the time. They burn forever, and it's a great way to get a damp fire started. They just work. May not include that. We'll see what the room looks like. And then here is that Uberlin wick. And yes, it can take a spark, but I'm not going to spark down here. Just get it going. And as you can see, all it is just for like an extended match. And there's a lot of cordage here. So you just do that, and it goes out. So this is going to be, this is kind of in the middle. It's not exactly tinder, but it's also not a fire starter. So here's where I've taken and cut up some of that fire strip roll. That's going to go in there because, I mean, there's a ton of fires right here on one little baggie. That's why that might not go. I got 2 sets. This one's just replacement wick. This will go with the Zippo tools just as extra. That's mostly tinder, but also fire making. And then I got a Fresnel lens. So that's going to go in here as fire making. So that gives me 3 methods of making fire with the lighter, fire steel, and Fresnel lens. So these 3 are going to go in. This is nice match. That's going to go. And pocket bellows, replacement kit, the Zippo fuel kit, that's going. I'm probably going to get a different knife, to be honest. I want this to stay with my big kit. And let's take a quick look at just see. Yep, this is all fit as far as dimension goes. You know what? I'm going to do the fat rope stick rather than, and I know others will say you need to use your fat wood, but again, this is just to make a smaller kit. I'll rebuild the big kit to where it was with replacements for this stuff, but this will be something smaller, lighter, with the same redundancy and capability. Something else I'm going to add. Now, it came in a pack of 2. I opened one. We're going to take a look, get it charred up on one end so it's good to go. This one I'm going to leave sealed. Put that in my spares. So let's get that handy dandy lighter. God, I love this thing. There we go. So, one nice thing about these, you can start that up, get your fire going, close it off, and it's done. Now, I'm not going to put this in yet. It's going to be a little hot. That was the first burn, so we'll get that. And I'm going to see if I can fit a couple tea lights, maybe one. And these are some of those like compressed towelettes, and they can be pretty decent for tinder if you rough them up and get them going, or just throw a little bit of water on it and you can wipe your face and clean your hands up. But throw a couple of these in just for good measure. Alright, so we have, again, fire making. I have 3 methods actually. So 1, 2, 3. That's pretty much in order. For for helping to extend the fires, I've got the live fire. I've got my Uberlin match. I have the fire strip roll, Pathfinder wax rounds, mini infernos, the fat rope stick for the extenders. These are just going to be in there. Put that over with those. That, as far as tools, I've got a pocket bellows. I've got a little repair kit that works with that. Fuel, knife. All right, let's get packing. So some of the flat stuff we're going to make and throw in the back. This does not have the same organization as the other. Is that cool? That's cool enough. Get that in there. Again, I'm trying to pack this stuff up to keep it as neat and flat as possible and still accessible. Again, there's not a whole lot of organization inside this pack. There's one little pocket in the back. This is not an expensive pack. I'll probably get a better one. I'm gonna hold those out for a minute. Probably hold that out. So the Uberlin match, that's gonna go in. That just helps save your lighter fuel. Okay. So as we go, that'll be nice on this side. That'll be good on this side. And again, the knife, I'll probably swap. The thing about it is I like having more than one knife. I'll have one on me. And this is not a survival kit. This is just a fire kit. It's not meant to solve every aspect of what's needed. And again, here's the other thing too. I'm not talking about bushcraft. I'm talking about stuff that I take with me when I go camping, whether it's in the car or on the motorcycle. I'm not out doing bushcraft stuff. I'm just enjoying myself outside. Never really meant to, even really stray into the bushcrafting part. I went in and started reading and learning about bushcraft so that I could use my tools better. Am I? I'm learning. I've found stuff I never would have known about before getting into bushcraft, before watching the bushcraft videos and other camping videos. So yeah, absolutely, I'm learning a lot with bushcrafting. It's just not my primary thought. I'm glad to have the knowledge. Alright, so it all fits. And I've got a little bit extra room, so I can probably, I'm thinking, put these in there. And if I had another baggie, I do. Okay. So, instead of two, we're going to do one. But I want to use a bag just in case it gets hot. It's not going to spill and mess up anything inside the bag. All the wax will be contained. So if you are taking candles, put them in their own little bags. Get them in there. And that one's a thicker one, so this is about an 8-hour candle. So that's going to go right in there. And you know what? It's not pretty in here, but everything fits. And I think it's about all I need in this one. So I still have the redundancy I want. I have 3 methods of making fire. I can take that little bic, put it in there too if I wanted a 4th, or I could put a piece of steel in there for finding some flint. I live in a flint-rich area of the country, so that's easy to do as long as you have the steel. And realistically, I could use back of my knife for the strike, or the steel I have on the fire steel. But there we go. So this new fire kit, well, repurposed fire kit. So we'll take that off, slap that big ass patch on there. We'll go from there. Alright, so we've redone the kit. Probably leave it like this, try it out for the rest of the year, see how well it works, see if there's any additions or changes or subtractions I can do again. The one thing is, while I like the size of the bag, I don't like the organization structure inside the bag. Everything's just kind of thrown in. There's only one little pocket, the rest of it just sits inside. But I went down to this size from that size, so you can definitely see the difference. Now they're about the same thickness, but much smaller. There was nothing wrong with this kit. It always worked. Don't have any complaints, but this is a little smaller, shaves a little weight off. And after having some of those things, stuff that I've never used, I can still get 3 methods of starting a fire in here. I've got 3 different tinders. I've got 2 fire extenders in here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this kit. And for my type of camping, again, not bushcrafting, but my type of camping, a kit like this is enough. I mean, realistically, a lighter, fire steel, and some tinder is enough. I'm never that far from having, ample wood or tinder. I'm not going 12 miles into the woods to build a shelter or anything like that. And for those of you that do, man, those videos are great. I love watching it. I'm just more of the I'm going to get on the bike, go camping for the weekend. It's kind of it. So this adheres better to that bicycle, or not bicycle, but motorcycle camping than something that big. I can cut down, or I can add more food instead, or, you know, anything else. So, I mean, this is literally, it's probably half, when you put like this, it's half the size. So I really did cut a lot out of there. But that's it. Just wanted to show a couple edits. Actually a big edit. And you guys have fun out there.